My name is Vivian Pond. I am the executive producer for BSU Tonight. BSU Tonight is a late-night student-run comedy show. We are in the process of reformatting this year. We are actually using Studio A, which is PBS's studio, but they've allowed us to use that. And in the past, we used the green screen, which has been an interesting adventure, but I think it's better to have a tangible set that you can actually work on. When people ask me to describe the show, I'd say we're somewhere between a mix of David Letterman and maybe like Saturday Night Live, because we do a lot of out-of-studio sketches, but we also do a lot of in-studio games and stuff like that. Fallon does a lot of games with his guests, which is what we're trying to move towards this year, more like a variety show. As executive producer for BSU Tonight, my first and foremost job is to protect the show in the sense that we are under a TV-14 rating, and we represent the university, as do all of the student organizations at Ball State. So my first job is to make sure that none of the content we put out there would be offensive if it was considered coming from the university. And that's not meaning to say I want to censor the writers or keep them from saying anything. It's just there's a way to be funny without having to curse a lot or to resort to like fart jokes or anything like that. And I think that's what we're really trying to strive towards. Some of my other jobs along with that are making sure everything runs smoothly. I oversee the whole process. I go to all the meetings. So when we have our writers' meetings on Tuesday nights, I go to those and I make sure that the content we are writing is doable, production-wise. If they want to put a man on the moon, we can't do that, but we can put a man on a green screen and then he can be on the moon. So things like that. And then I go to the production meetings on Wednesday nights where we oversee the production of the actual show. We go through the tech rundown, and we go through the creative rundown. We go over all the bits with everyone so they know what's happening on the show.
Raise your hand if you are an audio assistant. Do you want to be audio assistant?
I think BSU Tonight is a really good experience, and I think it's a great club to join because it's entirely student-run. We don't have a lot of contact with our supervisor. Our supervisor is Tim Pollard. He's head of the department. He's a great professor, but we want to try to be as independent as possible and try to do everything by ourselves, and I think that's really important. And another aspect I think is important on the show is that you get good experience before going out into the real world. Like on BSU Tonight, you can learn how to use all the equipment in the television studio, and we have the same equipment that Oprah uses. We actually have better equipment than Oprah uses because when she came to Ball State, she brought in her tech director and they looked at it and they said our equipment was way more updated. So we always at that, but I think it's important to know how to operate like a basic audio board, a basic switcher, know what a teleprompter is, how to use a teleprompter, how to operate television cameras, because I think that's something great you can put on your resume. And then also, if or when you end up being a production assistant for a television show, which inevitably all TCOM majors will do, I'm guessing, if someone drops out or something and someone asks who can operate the audio board and you can do it, that's your break in, and that's great. And I think if BSU Tonight can help you on that journey anyway, I think that's fantastic. I think people who are going to BSU Tonight should know that, number one, it's a great thing to put on your resume, that we are a student-run television show and that we will be on Comcast and that we are running out of a studio that PBS uses. I think that's a great thing to put on your resume. I think it's great to have real-world experience, and most importantly, BSU Tonight is filled with a lot of really passionate people about what they do. And I think if anything, you should join just to get a feel of what kind of field you're going to work with once you graduate college, because I think that's really important.